You get that speaker.
I'm live. Oh, let me take these earrings off, y'all, because these are gonna bother me the whole life. What up, Eddie? What up, Ashley? What up, Bill? Me too, Bill. I got me a little vino. Mm. Thank you to the first 13 people for liking this video. Where's my pen? Because once I get done with a topic, I gotta scratch it out. All right, let's get into it. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I said, hey, welcome back to my channel. Hey y'all, I'm Jazmyn W. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Y'all know I like to jump right into it, but first I must let you know that I have a podcast called Jazmyn Gives Bad Advice. It comes out every Thursday, which means tomorrow morning. There are a few more episodes that are going to come out streaming wise, and then we will move the podcast over to my YouTube in any way that I want to. Y'all also know that I love to shout out a Black business at the top of each podcast or at the top of each YouTube video. So I would like to shout out Minty Bong Water. I'm going to put their teas below. I ordered their teas. To be honest, I haven't had a chance to taste them yet, but I did receive them this week. And Minty Bong Water on TikTok is so cool. So if you don't know who that is, follow them at Minty Bong Water on TikTok. And support Black businesses, especially wholesome ones like teas and different ones, because all of y'all want to make shea butter and sell bundles. And we don't have enough dry skin to purchase all of y'all shea butters, and we don't have enough follicles to wear all of y'all bundles. Okay, that's what I want to let y'all know. So anyway, shout out to Black people starting businesses. That is something else besides that. Anyway, so we're gassing. Come on here. Okay, I'm back. I'm back and I'm black. I'm back and I'm black. Okay. Anyway, y'all know on my channel, we always start with the most boring couple. I love the lives because y'all get to tell me who y'all thought the most boring couple was this week. And I will start with whoever y'all thought was the most boring. I have a lot of notes this week. I'm gonna try not to be on here forever. Okay. Jen, you say I don't watch the reviews, but I don't watch the show here for the reviews. I know, okay, because Gasson said the reviews are better than the show. Morgan and Ben. You think Morgan and Ben? Okay, Morgan and Ben, light skin Keisha. Really? Okay. Let's start with that wasn't the. I'll start with Morgan and Ben just because Brittany J wants me to, but that's not who I would have chosen. Let's start with Morgan and Ben. They are first on my list. So we call them Bendy sometimes on my channel. Okay. Kristen at the top of the episode, Kristen was giving Morgan advice. Baby, what you doing giving me advice, honey? Your husband don't even like you. Anyway, all advice is appreciated, I guess, honey. No, I'm like, what are you doing giving her advice? She said, why don't you guys go on a date? Girl, anyway, Morgan said that she wants to focus on, I have a lot of, I feel like I'm skipping around, but anyway, Morgan said she wanted to focus on intimacy with Ben. And the way that she decided they should focus on intimacy was by putting on mermaid outfits. Baby, our intimacy is covered up. Our intimacy is covered up in a mermaid outfit. I mean, I'm like, how you wanted to focus on intimacy and you wanted me to put on a mermaid outfit? Baby, I can't even move my legs around. Let's make it make sense. Let's make it make sense next time, okay? It's not doing it for me, okay? It is not doing it for me. Oh, I'm also drinking black girl wine. You know, the black girl owned one. Okay, we love a black business around here, honey. This is a little rosé. But anyway, Crystal said, was it a class? I do not know, but it made no sense because they were not doing anything intimate during that time. Maybe she meant going on dates. Maybe she was taking Kristen's advice and saying maybe we should spend time together, but that was not focused on intimacy, in my opinion. Ben said, at the end of the day, I'm here to make my wife happy, period. Okay. And I said, all right, Ben, if that's how you feel, honey. We're going to get into that a little bit more, how I think Ben feels as we move through the episode. But anyway, they were told to talk about this episode, how they've fallen in love in the past. Okay. And then Ben said, have you ever been in love? And Morgan said, yes, I have been in love. I was in love with my ex and we showed up for each other every day. We gave each other foot massages and back massages with hot oil. And he just loved the hell out of me. We loved each other. And one time we went to the bar and went out and he told me that he would fight the whole world for me. He told me if aliens came back, that he would fight the aliens for me. He told me that if a big group of black men showed up, that he would not be afraid. He would fight each and every one of them for me because that's how much he loved me. And he was the right person. It was just the wrong time. Where is he at? Where is he at? If he was so good, where is he at? Because you ought to be with him. Where is he at? Okay, if he would have done all of that for you, honey, if he would have fought the Ninja Turtles for you, where is he? Because I don't see him anywhere, boo. How is it I was talking about the show and I said, how is it the right person but the wrong time? That does not make sense to me. You say it was the right person. Either it was the right person at that time in my life, it was the wrong person, or it was the right person, the right time, and we together. So it sounds like maybe it worked out and then until it didn't. But I don't understand how you thought that was the right person for you, but the wrong time, meaning some parts of you still wants to be with that person. And maybe that's what it is, but yeah. Thank you, Gaston. I know y'all broke, but hit the button if you support Black business. Not Gaston calling y'all broke. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I appreciate you, Gaston. Thank you. Anyway, then after that, after Morgan said all of that about her ex, then Ben had to say, yeah, I was with somebody that I loved very, very much too, who treated me very, very well. But it was me because I went through a lot of tragedy in my life. I had to take a step back. And that was his thing. He basically said that was the one that got away. I'm like, I hate the tit for tat. That's what you do when you start a conversation about somebody that you used to be with, about how wonderful and fabulous they were. You play this game of tit for tat, and I think it's really unnecessary. That's why I will say it once. I've said it a million times on my channel. Stop talking about your past relationships. They're irrelevant. In my opinion, they're irrelevant. When you're in a new relationship, what happened in the past, baby, that's the past. Okay? You don't run a race looking back. But anyway, Ben said growing up in an Asian home, he said you were never loved for what you for who you are. You're only loved for what you can achieve. And I like the fact that he was being transparent about that, because I feel like based on my encounters with my friends who are Asian, they're just afraid to just say that. Just say that your parents didn't see you for who you were, that you didn't have a bond with your parents, and you have a lot of friends and you want to have a bond with them, or you want to know how to be a better parent. I've had one of my friends who is Asian ask me, Jazmyn, I've seen you have a great relationship with your parents. What did your parents do to make you have a good relationship with them? Because I want to have a better relationship with my parents than I have with my kids than I have with my parents. I like the fact that he was being very open about that, because I kind of feel like, it's a very vulnerable moment. But anyway, Ben, then he went on to say, it's not my dad's fault. He came over here when he was 19. He didn't have a dad. It is your dad's fault because it's your dad's responsibility to do better for his children. And if you don't do better for your children, it would be your fault. But I understand you don't want to blame your daddy, but it's your daddy fault, Ben. It's okay to say, he didn't support me emotionally. So, now I'm trying to figure it out on my own. And, how I move forward will be on me. But it's your daddy fault. Okay. Anyway. At the end of the day, Ben said because he knows what it's like to not be accepted, he told Morgan, you are enough. Okay. You are enough, my queen. He turned into Dr. Umar for a second, honey. He said, you are enough, my queen. Okay. You are you. And I appreciate you. And I'm going to do whatever I need to do for you to make you happy because I love you. You complete me. I complete you. You're enough. I'm enough of me. I'm enough of you. You are enough of me. We a whole meal together. And Mindy said, okay, yeah. All right. Okay, yeah, that's really good, Ben. I love that. I said, honey, can he get a hug? Can he get a kiss? I said, can he get a breast or something? Like, honey, that's all you're gonna get? Yeah, well, great. That was great, Ben. Yeah. I'm really glad you opened up to me about that. Yeah, thank you. Girl, I would have said, if I was Ben, I would have said, excuse me, I would like to say no. I know it's not decision day. But I'm like, girl, that's all you're gonna give him for really opening up. He saw his faults. Not only did he apologize to you 2 weeks ago, he allowed you to continue to bash him after he apologized to you for 2 weeks. And then he went back and analyzed why he was wrong, came back to you once again and told you why he was wrong, opened up to you about his past traumas and told you how he's going to do better and what do they say? It reassured you that you were enough, okay? And then you hit him with the great. I said, If I was him, I would go back and I would go back and tell Justin everything that happened too. I would say, man, Ben, he probably changed it to a different person. He probably smoking a black and mild with Justin and said, man, do you know what she said to me? My dude. She said, sure. After I opened up to her about my father, bro, she was mad icy. Because, Ben like to act like he black a little bit. Ben like to, he like to use black people lingo. He like to, what do they call that? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, then Ben decided he wanted to open up to Morgan yet again. Let me tell you something about Ben. He's very smart. Yeah, he was using AAVE, Eddie. Yeah, African American vernacular. Yeah, but they also call it I forget what they call it, but you know what I'm talking about when you act black. But anyway, Ben knows that in the past, when he's been vulnerable with women, it opens them up to have a better relationship for intimacy. Ben is not fooling me. So Ben said, let me try to be vulnerable with her again. So on the next date, he was like, I want to figure out how we can, be vulnerable. I'm trying to figure out ways we can be vulnerable. I loved opening up to you. So I want to open up to you again. She's not falling for it, Ben. She doesn't like you like that. I'm like, is she your therapist or your wife, honey? Because Ben wasting his own time, said Jen. Yeah, Ben was trying to be slick, Black Toronto. Okay, yeah, he had the Stevie J hands. Anyway, Ben, at the end of the episode, Ben told Morgan that she looked drippy and she looked icy. And she said, that's not romantic. That's how you talk to your bro. That's not how you talk to your wife. At the end of the day, I agree with what Morgan is saying. However, Morgan, you are not romantic. You hopped into the bed like Mike Tyson when we saw you at the honeymoon, honey. You hopped into the bed and said, what's going on? Baby, you hopped into the bed with your boxing shorts on, giving I'm ready to tussle. And not in a good way. And you talking about he treating you like a bro now because you acting like a bro. I said that at the beginning, didn't I? Round one. Anyway, at the end of the day, we found out that Ben was telling Justin everything, and Morgan's about to get mad. Here's the thing. I joke around a lot. That's what this channel is all about. That's why I've been watching Married at First Sight, so I can make fun of it. But the fact that Ben has made friends with Justin and has decided to tell Justin everything that's happening in his relationships, let me know that Ben's he's a dumbass. Okay, I'm just gonna say it flat out. He's dumb because Justin is dumb. So if you decide to take everything about your relationship and tell somebody dumb, that makes you dumb too. End of story. Let's move on to the next couple. Dumb and Dumber. Exactly. Black Tornado said he has too many veins bulging from his neck. Well, he works out. So people who work out tend to be veiny. Let's move on to Miguel and Lindy. I'm afraid for being safety. I'm done. Y'all are too much. Okay. Okay. So at the beginning of the episode, Miguel met up with his friend, Dan the Downer. Because I said on the previous episode that when he met up with Miguel, when that same friend met up with Miguel, he was quite negative Nate. Right? Well, anyway, Dan the Downer is what I'm going to call him because I don't know his name. He said that Lindy talking to him and his wife, the cucumber and the grape, about the last name situation was a real wet blanket over the fun party that they had, the get together that they had last week. And I told y'all they was looking at her like, why is you telling us this? Wow. I don't think that Lindy is unstable, Creative Key. I think she is extremely immature. Yeah. I think that she is extremely immature. Her and Justin are like two children on a playground, honey. They do not have the capacity for maturity. I don't think Lindy is unstable. She is probably a really nice person, very intelligent, cute girl, very immature. Okay. Miguel's friend, Dan the Downer, said, is Lindy past the point of being Jekyll versus Hyde? Lindy is not past the point of being Jekyll versus Hyde because that's who she is. She has been taught that if you are in a committed relationship, you can make mistakes and they should be forgiven as long as you love each other. Miguel has been taught, or has taught himself, maybe from his own personal life, past experiences, that if you make a mistake, it's probably not going to be forgiven. I think the reality is somewhere in the middle, but probably more on Miguel's side. Because it's true that when you are in a relationship, people are going to make mistakes. Nobody's going to be perfect. But if they continue to make mistakes that are unforgivable, you won't be given grace. Baby, you won't be given will or grace. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, all I'm saying is everything ain't forgivable. And that's what Miguel is saying. Because if you keep verbally abusing me, I'm not going to be with you. Anyway, Miguel said he took up for her. And in fact, Miguel lied in front of his friend. He said that when Lindy disrespected him by cussing him out over the last name and health insurance thing, that she said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. In fact, she did not apologize. She actually did. She said, I'm just sorry, but this is who I am. I'm sorry, but this is how I am. I'm sorry you had to see that. I'm sorry you had to see that side of me. That's like if somebody's in an abusive relationship and they abuse you and they say, I'm sorry you had to see that side of me. That's not an apology. That's them being sad that they had to go off on you and verbally abuse you. Bold Lion said, love doesn't keep a record of wrongs. That's from the Bible. That's probably why she thinks that. But guess what? At some point, you have to walk away if somebody's not treating you properly. And that's just the reality of it. I'm not going to give you grace every time, honey. But anyway, I said Dan the Downer, which is Miguel's friend, is very negative. But he's not bad looking, is he? When he smiles, which he rarely does, he did have some dimples, honey. I said, okay now. Okay, cucumber. I see why the grape said, I'm gonna be with you. Anyway, I wrote down Lindy is fake as hell. When Miguel got back to the house, Miguel was talking to her about, what he had just talked about with his friend kind of. And she was like, oh my God, you didn't even warn me. Lindy, you are fake as hell. As hell. You fake. You're fake. Why is she so fake to me now? It's because I saw you cuss this man out and now you want to act cutesy. It's like I could see her choking Miguel and then being like, my bad. Girl. Anyway. Lindy said, love is about seeing the worst part of someone, hating them, and hating that part about them, but staying. You think love is about seeing things that you hate in your partner and staying in despite of. And, not just I hate when my partner leaves the toilet seat up, or I hate when my husband chews because he kind of chews with his mouth open, or, I hate that, I'm having conversations. He's listening, but he's on his phone. Or I hate the fact that he wears shirts that are too little. Or I hate the fact that, he steps right out of his drawers and leaves them on the floor. Nothing. You're not talking about that. You're talking about things you hate about your partner. And staying. That's what love is to you. No, it's not. That's not what love is. I'm human. I know I cussed you out and told you that I would leave you. And I know that I withheld sex from you and didn't speak to you and cursed you out. And I burned your clothes and I wrecked your car. But I'm human, Miguel. Have grace. You have to have grace. You're gonna see me at my worst. You have to have grace. If we keep score, we're gonna crash and burn, Miguel. I know I cursed out your mother, and I know that I stabbed you in the leg, but you have to have grace. You have to have grace, Miguel. Por favor. Tú necesitas grace. I don't know grace in Spanish. It's giving white supremacy. Child. Anyway, I wrote down real love is seeing people at their worst, but it depends on what your worst is, honey. Okay. Anyway, she said if your relationship is 90% good, 10% bad, why would you give up the 90%? Yeah. I think if your relationship is 90% good and 10% not so good, that's a good relationship. But what Miguel is saying, that is the way that you're acting, you ain't getting to 90%. I don't think you get it. Anyway, she told Pia, the doctor that came in, that she wants Miguel to see her crazy side. And I'm holding back. I'm holding back who I am out of respect for Miguel. So you want to cuss Miguel out every day? I don't get what you're saying. How are you holding back out of respect for Miguel? You're holding back, cussing Miguel out every day because you respect him? That sounds normal to me. If my spouse said, Jazz, I would love to cuss you out every day, but I respect you, so I'm not going to. Thank you. I appreciate that. What do you want me to do? Be mad that you're not being your crazy self? Girl, go to therapy. Go to therapy, Lindy. Go to therapy. Go to therapy. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to Alexis and Justin. I'm making good time. Let's move on to Alexis and Justin. Keep in mind, this is day 24 of being married. Day 24. Justin said he has a people pleaser problem similar to Ben. He said growing up, he felt like if he pleased people, they would love him. And I think a lot of us are taught that, right? And Alexis said, I completely understand that. That's deep. Then he said, can you tell me how much you love me? And she said, nope. She said the consistency isn't there for me to tell you how much I love you. I wrote down, Alexis is the type of girl who likes it when people like her more than she likes them. I believe she's being 100% honest with Justin. He hasn't been consistent enough for her to trust him just yet. However, the pleasure she gets out of telling him that she don't love him, she ready to run, she ready to leave, she's a runner, she's a track star, she will leave him in a second, she don't have to be with him, she will leave, he will come home and her stuff will be gone. Why? Just say you don't like Justin and drop out of the race. Alexis will say no on decision day. She will absolutely say no on decision day. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm 100% sure. Justin, let me tell y'all something. Justin is a dumbass. You ever met somebody dumb? And it's almost endearing. Cause they be so dumb. You almost like them because they dumb. I'm gonna show you a few ways in this episode that Justin showed me that he just so immature. Maybe he's not a dumbass. He's just immature. He said, "There's a saying, only time will tell." Really? I've never heard that. Do people say that? Do people say only time will tell? Who have you ever heard that? Really? That's a saying? People say that. What? Of course. You don't have to say that there's a saying, only time will tell. You can just say, only time will tell. It's such a popular saying that you don't have to say it's a saying. All you have to do is just say it. That's how popular it is that people say that. Only time will tell, honey. That, duh. Justin said, if we were not married right now, would you be with me? Alexa said no. He said, Justin, you cried 75 times so far. You said you were sensitive. Then you said you were tough. Okay? You cried over a relationship that wasn't even your own. Okay? Your dog bit my dog's eye and my dog almost lost their eye. Okay? My dog puked blood and you didn't tell me for 48 hours that my dog was puking blood. And then when I got mad about my dog puking blood, you cussed me out and asked me, what the F do you want me to do about this? And then you did all of that while dancing and looking like Gumby. And now you want to know if she would be with you if y'all wasn't. No. You trying to murder her dog and asking her if she want to be with you at the same time. Child. Anyway, Dr. Pia came in and asked them how their relationship was going. And Justin said, I'm a very sensitive, vulnerable person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I cry tears of joy every day for my wife. I'm very sensitive, but I'm tough. I'm resilient. Okay. I don't bring my past traumas into my relationship. Okay. I don't do that. But because I've been hurt before, you see, when Alexis says something to me, I'm hurt. I'm trembling. I'm crying about it. But I don't cry because I'm a man. Okay. You feel me? Do you feel me? But let me tell you something. I'm dark skinned, but I'm also light skinned on the inside. Okay. If I take my shirt off, I'm light skinned, but I'm dark skinned on the outside. I'm tall, but I'm also very small. Okay. I'm sensitive, but I'm hard. I'm soft. I'm hard. Okay. I'm open, but I'm closed. What is you saying, my brother? What is you saying? Because you're not making sense. Okay. The doctor said, dude, you contradicting yourself. He said, I am. And she said, yeah, because you just said that you don't bring your past into your relationship and then described bringing your past into your relationship. And he said, hold on. Let me stop you right there. I see what you're saying, but let me stop you right there. No, Justin, you're dumb. You just say anything. He will just say anything. And I'm sick of it too, Alexis. I have to watch the show too close. I can't even sip water when Justin talks because if I do, I'll miss something. I'll miss a lie. Oh my goodness. Justin said, okay. But I'm not afraid of being hurt. And I wrote down, Justin is not afraid of being hurt. He's afraid of being wrong, and he always is. Wrong as hell. Yeah, he just rambled on and on. Child. Justin said, if that makes sense. And the therapist said, no, it doesn't make sense. He said, well, hold on. If that don't make sense, then I don't make sense. But if that don't make sense, does it make sense? But if that doesn't make sense, does it make sense? Because I'm homeless without her. Child, I don't have time for Dr. Seuss. Okay? I do not have time for Socrates. All right? I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I need this character created from Justin. Okay? I might take you up on that, Crystal, because this is just somebody who will talk you in circles. I'm going to do a video about it. Let me put it on my calendar, honey, because I'll forget. Because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Anyway. Don't forget the sweater. I don't even know what sweater you talking about, Lyrics Mom. Oh my goodness. I never forget she called him Cabbage Patch Kid. I said today Justin looked like a black-eyed pea. He make me hungry. He looked like a red bean and some red beans and rice. His head on the after show, his head was so little. It looked like a little black-eyed pea. I can't watch him without on an empty stomach. Anyway, should we do Kristen and Mitch yet, or should we do light skin Keisha? Kristen and Mitch or light skinned Keisha? Let me know. Coco Melanie. Kristen and Mitch, the twins, light-skinned Keisha. It's kind of even. Okay, I'm going to save Mitch for last. I'm going to go with Simone. Let's do light-skinned Keisha and light-skinned Lenny. That's the black couple, by the way. Let's do light-skinned Keisha. Tia and Tamara. Okay, so at the beginning of the episode, Keisha asked Lenny. I'm gonna call them Tia and Tamara this episode. I'm sorry, because it's just gonna be funny. Really? Okay. No, just leave it. Okay. Tia asked Tamara what she rated the relationship. Tia said she get a relationship an 8. 80% passing. Passing a B. Tamara said she give it a 4. Tamara says she's giving it a 4. Tamara says she don't want to be overexcited. She don't want to be overly excited. She wants to take things slow. Tia asked Tamara, when were the last time you were in love? I wrote down all love don't feel the same. So just because I was in love with this person doesn't mean I'm going to be in love with you. And just because I was in love with them doesn't mean I'm not going to be in love with you. So I think this is a weird thing where the couples are talking about past relationships and they are really irrelevant, in my opinion. Because if Nate has never been in love before, it doesn't mean that he's not going to be in love with you. And if he has been in love before several times, it doesn't mean that he's going to love you. Like, it's almost a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Because if light-skinned Lenny, Tamara / Nate said, I've fallen in love with everybody I've ever been in, I love hard, she would say, is he really going to love me? Or could he love me and leave me? Because he's fallen in love with everybody. But then if Tamara say, I've never been in love with anybody, then she say, is he really going to love me? He never been in love with anybody before. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. So why are we talking about it? Just talk about it for fun. You ever been in love before? Yeah, I have. Oh, really? Okay, that's good. To know that the person has emotions, but not to compare your relationship with them. I don't get it. Super Loopy says she's controlling when she don't get her way. And let's get into it. As soon as he gave the relationship before, her insecurities came pouring out like a flood. That opened the floodgate of her insecurity. Period. Okay? She said, well, are you going to love me? Do you think you could love me one day? I'm just trying to figure out if you're ever going to say that you're going to love me. Well, I'm just trying to figure out if you love anybody. Well, we have to measure things in the relationship. Everything has to be measurable. Everything has to be actionable. You don't love me. I don't know. You're just not going to even love me. So it's day 24. I think that this is a classic situation of Tamara, aka light-skinned Lenny, having a different communication style than Tia. Because when Tia said that she rated the relationship an 8, I think that she meant, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying being with you. I'm 80% happy with how things are going. I think that Tamara, when he voted the relationship a 4, he was saying on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being full, us at our full potential of getting to know each other and loving each other and having a great marriage and a good time and trust, we're at a 4. And it's going to rise. But right now, we just don't know each other that well. It's been 24 days, so we're at a 4. And I think that it was just really 2 different ways of seeing the relationship. And I don't think he was saying anything bad about her after he explained it. Because that would have hurt my feelings too. If somebody said a 4, that would have hurt my feelings too. I would have said, you got to explain this because this hurt my feelings. Yeah, Black Tornado. He was saying on a scale from being full, they're just at a 4. They're just getting started. And she was thinking about how much she enjoys him. It was just 2 different perspectives. Anyway, with that being said, I wrote down at the beginning of the episode, right here, up here, you see I scratched this at the beginning of the episode. I wrote down, light-skinned Lenny don't like her like that. Is he giddy? No. Is he flirty? No. Is he smiley? No. Is he anything with her? No. I don't think he likes her like that. I think he's really trying. I don't think he likes her like that. Disco Brisrigo said he likes Megan. No, he was attracted to Megan. But if he liked Megan, he would have been with her. I thought it was so funny. I don't know if who's here. First of all, can y'all like this video? Because we should have 125 likes by now. 50%. Y'all know I only trust 50% of y'all. So anyway, somebody in the comments on my last video said that light-skinned Lenny being a day trader just basically means that he's a gambler all day, which is the truth. But hey, if he know what he doing, honey. But stocks is gambling all day. Anyway, so after light skinned Keisha started getting insecure in the kitchen, Nate said, so let's check on the rice. And then after he checked on the rice, he couldn't even taste the rice for 2 seconds. He turned around and she said, so do you feel differently about me now because we had a disagreement? We arguing right now. Do you feel different about me? We just had an argument. Do you feel different about me? Do you feel the same about me? Do you love me now or do you hate me now? We had an argument. We didn't agree. Do you hate me? You hate my guts now? You don't like me anymore? You want to get a divorce? Yeah, we had an agreement. You don't like me no more? Huh? Do you love me or not? No? We had a disagreement. You don't like me? No? You hate me now? You want to move out or you want me to move out? Well, this is my house, so you technically have to move out. Do you like me? No? You don't want to be with me because we disagreed just now? Are you mad? I'm ready to cry. Are you ready to cry? Are you going to get vulnerable? Damn! I said, damn. I'm like, okay. Then they went on a date. They were having a fine time cooking on the date. We didn't get to see it. It seemed like they had a fine time, right? Seemed to be in a good mood. On the date, here comes light-skinned Keisha again. So we had a disagreement last night. Do you still like me? Do you like me? Do you not like me? Do you love me? Are you in love with me? I need you to, you attacked my character. You attacked my character. You said I was false, phony. You hate me. You don't love me. You're never going to love me. And you're never going to love me. And you don't like me. I make 3 times as much money as you. Yet you don't love me. You should be grateful. She said that on the after show. You should be grateful because I make more money than you. You should love me. I am beautiful. And you don't like me. And you attacked my character. You said that you don't like me. And I'm wondering, oh my gosh. Oh my God. You know when the girls say keep your foot on their neck, this is what they meant. Oh my goodness, Jen Lou. Exactly. When they say baby keep your foot on their necks, honey, they didn't really mean like this, but they meant like this. Yeah. 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 Yeah, you messing with some wet. Yeah. Oh, light-skinned Lenny said, I felt like I was coming from a positive place and you were coming from a dark place. And I didn't like that. Nate said in his past relationships that the girl he was with would hit him with ultimatums. And he didn't like that. She ultimately said, I felt like you would never get to a place where you loved me. And he said, why didn't you just say that? Let me tell y'all something. Men don't know much. I've been telling y'all this for years. Men don't know a whole lot. They don't know much. You have to tell them exactly what you mean. That's why it's very important to get in the practice of saying, you know what, you really made me feel like X, Y, and Z. To be honest, I really, really feel like X, Y, and Z. What she should have said was, as soon as he rated the relationship a 4, exactly, read what Eddie said. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Like, you have to spell it out. As soon as he gave a 4, you know what she should have said? Ouch. The fact that you just gave this relationship a 4 really hurt my feelings. I would rate it an 8. Tell me why it's so bad to you. And when he says, he would have said, it's not bad to me. I just feel like we have a lot of growing to do. I would say, explain to me what type of growing we need, because you saying that the relationship is a 4 is really hurting my feelings, because I would rate it an 8 because I really enjoy being with you. So I need to know that you enjoy being with me too, or I'm going to lose confidence in the relationship. And he would have cleared it up for her exactly what he meant. But here's the kicker. When he said it, she'd have to believe him. And when he says, no, I really like you, I feel like we have room to grow. I wasn't saying that it was a 4 in a bad way. I was saying that we have so much room to grow. It's a 4 right now. We're down here. I want to get to a 9. I want to get to a 12 with you. And then you say, okay, I just want to make sure that you're happy in the relationship thus far, because it's a 4 sounds to me like you're not happy. It makes me feel not so great. But instead, she said, do you like me? Oh, a 4. Now I don't know if you like me. Do you love me? Have you ever loved anybody? Do you even have the capacity to love anybody? Do you even have a heart? Open up your chest. Let me go get a knife, because I want to see if you got a heart, because you might be like the Tin Man. Like therapist Jazz, therapy Jazz. There you go. I've been through a lot. Anyway, speaking of therapy, light-skinned Lenny said that he signed up for therapy. And I'm sorry, y'all. I hate it. I hate it when a man start bringing up stuff that you said to prove you that he doing what you said he's supposed to be doing. But that's exactly what light-skinned Lenny did. He said, you told me that you like action over words. You told me to show you that I mean business in this marriage. I signed up for therapy. I've been showing you that I'm committed. I cooked you arroz, rice, okay? I've been smiling in your face all the time. They want to take my place, okay? And now you're telling me that my actions don't mean nothing because I'm showing you, but now you're listening to what I'm telling you, and what I'm telling you don't mean nothing. What I'm showing you don't mean nothing. And she did not want to admit that she could have seen things differently in this situation. She didn't want to admit it. She said, wow, I'm just really surprised that you're acting this way. I'm surprised that you're acting this way. You're acting really poorly. You're reacting really poorly over this. And this is just a small thing. We're going to tackle so many more bigger things in the relationship. But this is a small thing. And look how you're acting. Look how you was acting yesterday. Look how you were acting yesterday. At the end of the day, light-skinned Lenny said this looked like a you thing. Black Tornado, he did get her together. He did get her together. I wrote down, light-skinned Keisha is like a boss who wants you to perform, but they're never gonna give you a raise. And that's what it was giving to me as a former HR person. A boss who wants you to continue to prove yourself, continue to perform, continue to do better, raise your game, bring your A game. Can I get a raise though? We don't really have it in the budget. Be thankful you have a job. They smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. They backstabber. Anyway, you get to live in my house, to Black Tornado. Let's talk about that for 1 second before we move on. Because Black Tornado, you must have saw the beginning of the after show like I saw, where Stasia said that Nate gets to live in her house. She makes 3 times as much money as him. a lot more money than him is what she said, or a little bit more money than him, whatever she said. He gets to drink her wine and eat her food. And he should be thankful. The reality is while all those things may be true, I do not believe in treating your partner that way. Male or female or non-binary. I would not tolerate a man saying, you get to live in my house, you get to drive my car, you get to drink my wine and eat my food. Be happy you're in a relationship. Absolutely not. Like Beyonce said, oh, you thought I was complacent. He did. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That showed me who light-skinned Keisha was. Didn't like it. She sure was, truly. She sure was. Anyway. Exactly, Super Loopy. And honestly, it goes both ways. It goes for both people in a relationship. I think that if you are in a relationship and a man tells you, just be happy you here, no, thank you. I'm not with it. She is pretty cold, Daisy. Because Nate was getting very vulnerable with her at the end of the episode, and she just wasn't going to feel it. Because in order to feel it, she would have had to admit that she was wrong. But she did get vulnerable a little bit at the cocktail party, but then she iced back up when they got to the house. Anyway, let's move on to the last couple. Let's move on to the next couple. I did, Keisha said if she makes $450K, why didn't a professional matchmaker, why didn't she hire a professional matchmaker to meet a man at her level? The reality is she should have gotten somebody older and not younger than her. She's pretty set in her ways. Yeah, I don't know. I think she should have been with somebody older, though. A little bit more established, older. Yeah. They should have hooked her up with Alyssa's ex from last season, the one who was a real estate person who made good money with the sharp teeth. Anyway, exactly. Chris. Let's move on to Kristen and Mitch. But the thing about finances, Eddie, is if it wasn't the issue, why does she keep bringing it up? Because she brought it up on the after show. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. In a relationship, finances will always be an issue. It doesn't matter if you have a little. It doesn't matter if you have a lot. It will always be an issue. Every single time. Okay, Kristen and Mitch. Let me slow my brain down for a second, honey. Let me slow my brain down for a second. I'm going to show y'all throughout my conversation about Kristen and Mitch, we're going to talk about the ways in which Mitch has showed us that he actually wants a woman of color. Example number 1. Well, you know what? Or let me actually just say this, because I don't like to say what people actually want. I like to talk about how people all over the world look at Ben, look at Mitch as 2 examples, right? Two people from 2 different cultural backgrounds who love Black culture. But do they love Black women? Let's just let that sink in for a second, because I think that we have to use these examples that we see throughout the world to have a discussion about this, but also a lot of Black women support me, validate our feelings about this. It's not that at the end of the day, we look good, we smell good, okay? We make money good, okay? We're just really good. But at the end of the day, don't talk about it if you ain't about it, okay? Yeah, not Jack Harlowing us. So it's not actually about the fact that these examples of men who use our culture to entertain themselves and others, not whether they like us, right? Or should be with us. It's about the fact that they use our culture and then may or may not date us. And I don't like it. But you do you. But whatever. I don't care. But I'm just saying, I like to point it out, is all I'm saying. So let me show the examples here. Okay. Number one, Mitch said that the dog was sprung. The dog keeps trying to get physical with one of the bears, or lyric smile, with one of the bears, and Mitch said the dog was sprung. That's example number one. Let's just keep a little tally over here, okay? Anyway, they were having a conversation. Kristen and Mitch said that, Mitch asked Kristen, where does she see their relationship going? Where does she see it going? She said she wants to have babies soon-ish, is what she said. Soonish is what she actually said. He ignored her, and he started talking about his vinaigrette. Like this live too if you support Black women, or if you don't, you a hater at this point. Anyway, I should have 300 likes. Period. Anyway, did y'all notice that the vinaigrette that he was making touched his nose? And I said, gross. He smelled it and it touched his nose. And I was just like, how do y'all kiss people when their nose is on your cheek? I'm just asking. Anyway, because Black people, our noses don't really stick out. They're flat. So when you kiss a Black person, typically their nose is not on your ear, smelling what your ear got going on. I was like, how'd that work? Anyway. Kristen said that she wants to flip houses in the near future. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, sis. Kristen said she wants to flip houses in the future. She said, I'd love to flip houses in the future. I just, I want to use the money that I've made, and I love to take something old and create a home for someone else to enjoy. I want to create homes for other people. Kristen, flipping houses is not creating homes for other people. You do realize that, right? Flipping houses is using the capital that you've acquired due to your privilege, buying a property that somebody else may be able to afford, flipping it, putting your money into it to flip it, to turn it into a property that they can no longer afford because you've come in and added your commission and added your money that you're going to make on top, and increase the market value of the property and increase the market value of the neighborhood. And then the little mom and pop shop over here can't afford this neighborhood anyway because Chipotle wants to come over here because you done flipped all the houses on the block. And then the little Hispanic people that live on the side right here, their property taxes then gone up, so they got to sell so that they can make a profit and then move to another house outside of the city because Becky and Jen want to come in and move right here in the house that you done flipped because you done created a home for them. At the end of the day, if you want to flip houses, say that you just want to flip houses because you like to decorate, you want to make investments, you want to make a profit doing something that you love, and it sounds fun to you. Don't try to turn it into something that's good for other people because your man is an environmentalist. That's all I'm saying. I would love to own a property one day that I rent out to people. It is actually one of my goals to own a property or even an apartment building here in LA that I rent to people that I really like so that I can keep the rent really low for the people that I really like and allow to live in that unit. And possibly even create programs for the people who live in that unit to save money so that one day they don't have to be renters of mine. They could buy a house or they could buy their own property. I would love to do something like that. That is a program that you've created to benefit other people. You flipping houses doesn't really benefit anybody. You buying homes at an auction, selling them for a little bit of profit, and then helping a low-income family move into that house and then flip that house is creating homes for other people. There are plenty of ways to be an environmentalist and make a little bit of money once you retire, right? This is a retirement goal. So you should have some money elsewhere. This is just a little bit of money for you to live off of, right? And then be a good person while creating homes for other people. Flipping houses is not one of them. And when Mitch got you together and told you that there are a lot of poor people, specifically people of color in this country who cannot afford a home, and for you to come in and swoop and redecorate and increase the price of the house dramatically does damage to those people, not only in the neighborhood, but also it prices people out who are low, who are in poverty in America. You had a problem with what he had to say. You're married to an environmentalist. Now you're wondering when you can be you, when you can go buy your Gucci bag and drive your Mercedes. Do it, but you won't be doing it with him. That's just the bottom line. Listen, I get it because I've told y'all many times I get stressed, I get anxiety thinking about the things I could be doing for the world. But at the same time, I'm a Black woman, so I cannot keep myself up at night worrying about the problems that white men created. I still care about them though when I'm up, but I'm not going to keep myself up at night. I'm not going to not go on vacation. I'm not going to not get the car that I want. I don't buy Gucci bags and stuff like that. More on that in an upcoming video. You know what I mean? Just because why would I support those businesses? I don't have to do that. But if somebody gave it to me, I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to throw a fit, Mitch. Let's get into it. I wrote down, Mitch said, we're keeping a score of Mitch on his, I really secretly want to be with a woman of color, but my white supremacy might not let me do that. That's strike number 2, because he brought up to her how people of color, you flipping houses does not benefit them. Okay. Anyway, let's keep going. That's number 2. I wrote down, Mitch is going to constantly challenge Kristen's white supremacy ideals. And I'm not saying that Kristen's a bad person. I'm just saying that this is our entire idea of success and capitalism is rooted in white supremacy. She is a product of this system, and him constantly bringing that up is going to be a problem for her, because every day she's going to have to wake up and come to the realization, or face the fact that she lives in a world that's rooted in white supremacy, like I have to every day. It's going to be a lot. Let me tell you something, Kristen. It's a lot. She's not going to be able to deal with that. You can see it's been 24 days and she's already frazzled. Anyway, then in the next scene, Kristen goes on to say, this is my ideal marriage. I've got the ideal man right here. He cares about other people. He's handsome. He's passionate about what he loves. That's all I wanted. Girl, this is your ideal marriage. He got married with a Band-Aid on his head. Okay? He flipped out about his beard still existing, but being too low. All right? He thought your mom was hotter than you, according to y'all. He told you were ugly. He didn't like you. He spent the whole honeymoon surfing without you, was happy about it. He got the draws, changed his tune. He got home and told you couldn't buy bread in plastic. Okay. He told you couldn't go to Party City, which I think was a pretty good choice. I mean, Party City's trash anyway. It's just a bunch of stuff you're going to throw away. But then he told you that he doesn't support your dream of flipping houses because it's rooted in white supremacy. And next, he probably asked you about your politics, but this is the man of your dreams. I don't think so. I think the man of your dreams is Ashton Kutcher. I think the man of your dreams is Justin Timberlake. I can't wait to get you home so we can hit it. Anyway, I need to hurry up. Mitch said, I have a passion for people who don't have, I have a passion for people who have less than me. I wrote down, Mitch, you don't have much. You got a lot of privilege though, so okay. He says that he will think about his morals and possibly bending them a bit. He says, I don't have to fly private. First class will do. That's, maybe I'll do first class. Okay. Anyway, they decided to go to karaoke. And I wrote down karaoke is very eco-friendly. A good choice. Nothing to argue about here, right? The machines are recycled and so are the songs. Everything's digital, old. Should be fine. They use glassware typically. Everything's washed. No plastics, no papers. Good choice. And Kristen said that she really loves karaoke. She's a karaoke pro, but I didn't see her bring the mic up to her mouth once. I saw her do I didn't see her bring the mic up to her mouth to do any actual karaoke. Not once. I'm like, when is she going to sing something? Or at least hold the mic to her mouth to pretend she's doing karaoke. All I saw her do was... She just likes to dance. You guys could have gone to a club. We're keeping score on Mitch. This is the third score on Mitch. Mitch, I did not know. Thank you, Truly. I did not know that Mitch was rapping his own words. I thought he was rapping Future. I think they may have used Future's beat in the background because I seriously thought that Mitch was rapping Future during this episode. Mitch said, I hit it from the back. And then he said something, something, what I'm about, I'm going to vote these niggas out. And I'm pretty sure he said the N-word. And, you know, I don't approve of it. I don't approve when any white person says the N-word. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's for us. But he said it. I said, wow, he is not playing. He's giving us Kendrick Lamar bars about politics. And as soon as he said, I'm voting these niggas out, that gave him another mark for women of color. He did not say the N-word. I'm kidding. I like to be able to joke and keep going, but I have to say, no, he did not say the N-word. Anyway, allegedly. Anyway, Kristen said, I had such a good time with Mitch on the date. Yeah, you know why? Because Mitch has fun whenever Mitch has fun. Mitch loves to do things that he enjoys and hates to do everything else. He said, wifey. Okay, truly, he sure did. Pay attention to the way Mitch has acted throughout the entire season so far. He loves the things that he loves, and he hates everything else. It has to be in line with what he likes to do. Because if he doesn't like to do it, he's going to complain about it. Anyway, he brought up flipping houses again. I wrote down Mitch is a radical. He radically wants to conserve. He needs to be with somebody who's the same way. Meet somebody at work. If you have been in this industry, Mitch, and you're passionate about it, and you work with other women that are passionate about the same thing, you should have met somebody at work. I wrote down either Kristen contributes to injustice or she doesn't. It's black and white with him. Period. They don't like him at work. Said Crystal, okay? Listen, Kristen got mad because she said that Mitch called her inauthentic. I don't think that's what he said. He said he wanted her to be authentic. I don't really know why he used that word, because I don't think there was anything inauthentic about what she said, what we saw on camera, but she did admit later in the episode that she wasn't being herself. So while you got mad at Mitch for using that word, you then later admitted that you weren't being your authentic self. So let's get into it. She says that sometimes she feels like Mitch wishes that she was different, and he does. He wishes that you cared about the environment like he does. He wishes that you enjoyed surfing like he does. He wishes you were different. He wishes that you looked a little bit more like your mother. He does wish that you were different in many ways. That's just... And then she goes on to say, Leah, you was thinking the same thing I was thinking. Then she goes on to say, I don't want you to be ungrateful for me. Here's the thing. Kristen needs to realize, just because Mitch, or if Mitch doesn't think that you are the greatest catch in the world, doesn't mean that you are not the greatest catch. Just if Mitch doesn't see you as valuable, it doesn't mean that you're invaluable. It just is. It means that he's not seeing it. Not for him. That's fine. But wanting somebody to be grateful for you is really, really asking them to validate your feelings about yourself, or maybe feelings about yourself that aren't there. You're looking for external validation from them. He is not able to give that to you. You have to feel it for yourself, and it won't matter who it comes from. You'll just know it to be true. You know what I mean? And if he doesn't see it, he just don't. And he's just lost out, kind of thing, you know? So, she said, I'm valuable. Don't take it for granted. And he's very nonchalant about it. He's like, yeah, okay. I don't think Mitch is emotionally available. Autumn Pollard said Mitch wouldn't find most women valuable. I tend to agree with that. Something about him, he's just so like almost aloof. He's very selfish. She said, I saw the old Mitch that I saw on the honeymoon, and he's starting to come back up. And I just want to lay that old Mitch to rest. I want to murder that old Mitch. I want to kill that old Mitch. Can we poison that Mitch? Because I want him to die. And I want the Mitch that I was seeing 4 days ago to stay up at the top and the old Mitch to die. That's not how it works. That's who he is. Who he was on the honeymoon is who he is. This your husband. And I said, did I or did I not say on my past review, go back and watch it if you don't, all of them, I don't know what episode, that Mitch will turn into himself again. This is temporary. And it's all because they were sleeping together. Now, the newness of that has worn off. And now he's being himself again. At the end of the day, she gave him a shirt to wear. He didn't want to wear it. She had to tell him, hey, listen, I don't know why they go into the bathroom like they're not mic'd. Hey, listen, all the women got them in these shirts. Can you please wear it? Mitch had it on briefly. I didn't see him with it on. I must have been up getting a sandwich because I did not see him with it on. He had it on briefly. He took it off. He doesn't like being controlled. He says, I don't buy people stuff that they don't want or didn't ask for. I don't want to be forced to do things. He temporarily wore the shirt and then he said he doesn't want a new shirt. I've said this on my channel a million times. No man likes to be told what to do. There's like level 1 men who don't like to be told what to do, and then level 10 men who don't like to be told what to do. Mitch is a level 10. You won't be able to tell him to do anything. There's just some men you literally cannot tell you can't ask them to do nothing. You can't tell them to do nothing. You can't suggest that they do something. Nate is like a 4. He don't like to be pressured. Mitch is a 10. You won't get him to do anything that he doesn't want to do. You know why? It's all about him. Nate is typically your average, just doesn't like to be pressured, wants to move at their own pace, that kind of thing. Mitch is a 10. He only likes to do things that he likes to do. He's very selfish. Justin, I would say Justin's like a 3. And Ben is like a 3. Ben is probably, the most easygoing guy on the show. Honestly, Ben's my favorite. At the end of the day, Kristen said that she's found herself trying to please Mitch. Didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all that she was actually using sex to get Mitch to be excited about the relationship? Now the novelty of that has worn off, and she would like for him to do some of the things that she wants to do, and he's not going to do it. Because she was not being herself in order to get him to do things. You want to have a bath with me tonight? I have some cards. Maybe we could make out later. And guess what? He's tired of kissing now. He kisses you every night now. And he's going to kiss you tonight. And he's not wearing his damn shirt. And he's not having kids with you. And he also don't want you to flip houses, but he does want you to make out with him later. Any questions? Salky says, Jazmyn, you're way too pretty to be doing these reality TV views. I don't know what my looks has to do with me talking about my opinions. It makes you appear basic, as a reality TV show is low vibrational. You're too pretty to be gossiping about others. Cheapens your hilarious brand. Thank you so much, Salkies, for your opinion that no one asked for. I really do appreciate your medicinal wisdom, whatever the hell that means. For anyone who's new here, and you seem new in general, so let me just say that I actually am a stand-up comedian, and talking about the way that we perceive the world is what stand-up comedy is. So I may be sitting down, but it doesn't mean that I cannot still raise my foot to put it on your neck. Okay? Now, during the pandemic, everything was shut down. I actually started doing these reviews because they kept me very sharp, because I couldn't do stand-up comedy in the pandemic. Now I like to do them, and we built a community here. So what you can do is simply just block me the way that you've blocked the ability to see outside of what the hell you believe in, and move along with your night, okay? And for anybody who thought I wasn't above reading the hell out of medicinal, medicine, messy, negative Nancy, you thought wrong. And I just want you to know, baby, my brand is cheap, okay? Period. Leave me alone. Do we have any more questions? Honestly, you guys, and that brings me to my point, because I've had a little bit of wine. Having cheap brands and expensive brands is rooted in white supremacy, and let me tell you why. It's made up. It's subjective. I'm beautiful. I'm really intelligent. I'm independent. I'm my own business. I work for myself. I've worked for other people. I've worked in corporate America. I've worked in tech. I've ran with some of the most intelligent people you ever meet and probably will never meet. But I still sit on here and I talk trash about the reviews because it's all made up. And I simply don't subscribe to those ideals, okay? I get on here because I'm a real authentic person, and I like to kiki. And that's what most Black women like to do. But we are told that our brand is cheap if we get online and do this. Baby, I'm not pretending to be perfect in front of a camera like your favorite Kardashian, okay? I'm just here talking about television because it's here for our entertainment. And I hope that people who have enough brain cells to understand that are still here with me and you like this video. And if you don't understand it, then baby, kiss my ass. Thank you, Crystal. And frankly, that's what people love about me. So, anybody else? Who's my favorite couple? Who do I see staying together? It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Thank you, Jen. My favorite couple. Listen, let me just say this. We see that Ben and Morgan are going to do well. Morgan cannot get over the fact that he confided in Justin. Let me just say, on every season of Married at First Sight, we see the couples confide in each other. We see them make friends, and we see them confide in each other in different ways. Didn't Kristen just tell Morgan to go on a date with her husband? Well, how is she to say that Ben was going back and telling Justin? I don't know. I don't like to talk about future episodes because we don't know what's going to happen. But let me just say that. So I don't really see them staying together. Kristen and Mitch, their values don't line. I don't see them staying together. I don't see them staying together. Light Skin Keisha and Lenny, I think that they could actually work. I just don't see them staying together. I think they could work though, actually. I just don't see them staying together for some reason or another. I think Tia has a pretty big ego. Light Skin Keisha has a pretty big ego too. Alexis and Justin are not going to stay together, point blank period. We talked about that. And Miguel and Lindy, I think they could work. But Lindy would have to do quite a bit more bending than Miguel would, to be honest. Yeah, Leah knows beauty. I agree. Gotta say, love the moment of the roses being thrown to the ground. I thought it was a little childish. I like roses, honey. You can cuss me out, give me roses. I'm keeping the roses. Lindy don't want to bend. Alexis don't even want Justin. Yeah, she doesn't. Morgan doesn't seem to like men in general. Yeah, this season's not looking that good. Thank you, Keisha L. Do I like this season better than the last? You know what, Keisha? One thing about me is I don't have a really great memory. I don't have a good memory. So once the season passes, I really forget everything about it. But I enjoy. One thing I always tell people: if you've been watching my channel, you know this, or if you follow me on Instagram, I'm obsessed with people and communication. I was even a communications major in college, Sakis. Anyway, and because I'm obsessed with the way people communicate with each other, that's why I love this show. So every season is very interesting to me because I get to see a group of new people and how they interact and communicate with each other. And because, I have a very high emotional intelligence, I love seeing how people interact. So I just like the show in general, just because I want to see how people treat each other. And that's pretty much it. I think my favorite season so far, though, was the one with the two Black couples who are still together. They were the one in New Orleans. That's like my favorite season, just because everybody felt really authentic. Yeah. I can see Alexis saying yes on decision day, but come to the reunion telling us Justin personally attacked her dog. All right. Well, listen, it's been an hour and a half. This is the longest I've ever stayed on live. I love y'all so much, but my baby gonna wake up soon, and I have to let y'all go. Okay. I do appreciate everybody here who supports me. I really do appreciate the people who support me. So, just thank you for being here. And yes, these reviews did get me through the pandemic and kept me a really, really sharp comedian through this time. And while a lot of people, no shade, sat around and didn't do anything, I really poured my heart into this channel, just growing a community. So on this channel, you will actually start to see me share more things. I re-recorded the birth of my experience giving birth today. So I recorded part 1. It's a lot of energy I feel like I put out to record it in general. I'm going to record part 2 maybe tomorrow, and then I'll put it out over the next 2 weeks. I'll put part 1 and part 2 out at the same time. But I am going to start to bring more things to my YouTube channel. I just hope you guys support me and watch. Okay. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Brittany J, I feel you on the makeup tutorial. I promise you I will do it over the next couple of weeks. But anyway, yes, y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all. I'm going out of town this weekend, so Ready to Love is going to be late. I'm letting you know right now, but I will see y'all over the next few days and stuff. Okay? Okay, bye. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All righty. Hold on. Y'all know. Hold on now, because y'all know. Somebody told me a few weeks ago, yeah, they told me, I'm not even gonna repeat they said, but they said if you want to block me. And I did, baby, because at this point, if you ask me to block you, it's a request. Don't ever comment on my page and say, yeah, if you want to block me, then block me. Your wish is my command, baby. Anyway, I'm gonna see y'all later.